Hi everyone, it's John from What Up. Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking Wheel of Time news. Yes, in the last week or so since I've done a news video, a few things have dropped in the fandom that we need to talk about, including Battle for Randland. They released an FAQ talking about their game. If you don't know what that is, we're going to get into it. I'll explain it a bit, folks, because you may have missed the video I did on it, and I have some thoughts on some of their answers in the FAQ. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's going to be weird for me, folks. We're going to talk a bit about Vernon Sanders stepping down from Amazon. If you don't know who he is, he was there during the Wheel of Time era, and he worked for Jennifer Salke. That's an important thing for Wheel of Time fans. We'll talk about why that is. And then we're going to finish off with some positive news. We don't have much positive news with the Wheel of Time right now, and this is a positive one. We have a Wheel of Time song that's been nominated for a Grammy. That's a big deal, folks, especially after the Emmy snub. And we're going to talk about what it means for the show and why that's a good thing. I mean, it's got to be, right? So if you love the Wheel of Time as much as I do, if you're as excited as I am about all of the new Wheel of Time projects that are coming down in the pipe right now, I'll have to do a full video on all of them here in the future because there's a lot of them. Or if you just want to follow us for show and book-related content, consider making us your home for all of those things. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course, folks, tell all your friends. So yeah, we're going to start off with Battle for Randland. I promised, I think, a video or two ago that I'd give you guys a link to the beta, and I never put it in the description. I forgot. I saw the comment this morning, went, oh crap. I didn't do that. Link for Battle for Randland is down below in the description box. You folks can go there. There is a spot to sign up for the beta. I will say that I got an email from them this morning, and they said that they're pushing the beta and access and whatnot back a few weeks. So I was supposed to get access this week early to be able to play it and share things with you folks, but that won't happen for at least another couple of weeks. If you don't know what Battle for Randland is, it is a Wheel of Time TCG, or CCG, a collectible card game, trading card game, whatever you want to call it. It's like Hearthstone or Magic, and it's digital based. Comes on the heels, hot on the heels of the failed Wheel of Time card game Cards of Eternity. I covered that here on the channel, talked to the developers then. I talked to Larry Mondragon, head of IWAT. At the time, everyone was very excited about it. A lot of the answers they gave me in the interviews I talked with them that I did here on the channel didn't sit well with the fans. The card game came out. It didn't play well with the fans. It kind of faded into obscurity really quickly. Not many people played it. I've seen numbers floating around on Reddit and online. I don't trust them because they're really low, but I do know that it was not profitable in any way, shape, or form. No one played it. So this is I don't want to say a reskin or rebrand because that comes up in the FAQ and they say it isn't, but it is. It's another digital card game, and we're going to talk about it in a bit. And again, I'll have access in a couple of weeks. I assume I'll be able to share the gameplay with you folks here on the channel, and then I'll be able to take questions from you guys. So if you have questions that you want me to ask the developers, put them in the comments down below. Please word them in a courteous and respectful manner. If you don't, I'll change the wording of them. Still give you credit for the question. And we'll ask the developers certain questions. Although some of those questions I think are going to be answered in the FAQ. Buckle up, folks. This is my second or third time recording this now due to technical difficulties. And I had a lot to say. The first couple times, it's not going to change this time. So, why is it called Battle for Randland? That's a question I had, and a question a lot of people in the fandom had when this was announced. If you don't know, Randland is what the Wheel of Time fandom sort of refers to as the main continent within the Wheel of Time, the main area where the story happens. They call it Randland, Westlands, a bunch of different names. Robert Jordan never really gave it a name, so we named it whatever we wanted. So I'm going to read the answer and I'll give my thoughts on it. So Randland is a long-standing fan nickname for the main continent, the Wheel of Time. Robert Jordan never gave the world a formal name. We chose it because it is short, recognizable to fans, and works well for a competitive card game title. We know some readers dislike seeing a fan term in an official context. Inside the game, we always use in-universe names and treat the world with full respect. We also wanted the title to acknowledge the community directly. This game is made for the fans, and we want to see the name as a nod to that. So, do I like the name Battle for Randland? No, I do not. For a couple of different reasons. First reason is this game is going to be marketed to Wheel of Time fans and card game fans. So if they just marketed it to Wheel of Time fans and no one else, the game would do poorly. It really would. You have to bring in people outside the fandom that's going to play this game, because if you're marketing it just to the Wheel of Time fandom and only to the Wheel of Time fandom, only a small number of them, or a portion of them, I'm not going to say small number, that's me talking like I know the numbers. I don't. A portion of that fandom is going to like TCGs, is going to play Magic or Hearthstone. I'm one of those people. I love the Wheel of Time, and I love card games. I play Magic. I play Hearthstone every single day. I have multiple sets of cards, including like hard to find ones like Illuminati and Vampire the Masquerade pre that name. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. They had a different name, and due to backlash in the 90s, which was a rare thing back then, they had to change the name of the card game. I won't even say it here on the channel. I have sets of them, sets and sets of them. I love card games, so this should be a slam dunk for me. I thought the same thing for Cards of Eternity, and I played Cards of Eternity, didn't like it at all for a number of different reasons, and we'll talk about them as we carry through here. So I don't like the name Randland because only a section of the Wheel of Time fandom knows what that means. So you have to like the Wheel of Time, and you have to be part of the fandom online. So I know plenty of Wheel of Time fans who love the show, who love the books, that don't ever go on X or Reddit or any form of social media or news groups or talk about things online. They don't. They will have no bloody idea what Battle for Randland is. They won't know it's a Wheel of Time themed game. They'll have no idea. So you have to know the joke. You have to know know what it means. And not everyone in the Wheel of Time fandom knows what Randland means. A good portion of them does, but not everybody. I think they would have been better served calling it something different. And it also just feels weird. Call it Battle for Randland. It feels like I made it for a grade 10 project for my kid made it for a grade 10 project for their computer class. I don't like the name. I would like to think at some point in the future it may change to a more Wheel of Time centric name where everyone who knows the Wheel of Time will know what it is rather than a niche group of people that are online. But again, I don't know. I'm not a marketing person. Maybe it's a great idea. I don't think it is. This next one. Last time I did this video, I spoke for 12 minutes on this. I'm going to try to keep it a little more brief this time. Are you using AI art? Yes. They could have stopped there. That would have been enough an answer for the entire community, but they go on to explain. In a limited and evolving capacity as a small indie studio and a self-funded game, generating card illustrations as first versions and prototypes was their only option early on. We did our best to make those fit the books as closely as possible. So far that's okay. If they used AI art for first versions and prototypes while they're building the game as placeholders, to me that's okay. You can use that stuff for placeholders. You can have that there. That's fine. Then it goes on to say all the other art in the game, including boards, companions, card frames, UI, and more, is handmade. The long-term plan is clear. Every card illustration will be remade by artists as we scale up and grow. AI was a tool that let us move forward, but it is not our destination. So that first part sounds like they used it as placeholders and they used it to help them develop the game. And then they go on to say that other art in the game is handmade and done by artists, but this isn't. So what we're going to be getting is AI-created card art. I don't think it's controversial to say that AI art is not well looked upon within the Wheel of Time fandom. I think even the most forgiving Wheel of Time fan is not going to enjoy AI art. So Cards of Eternity, the original game, so this was the original game that came before Battle for Randland, was fully AI. Everything in it was AI, and I did not enjoy the art style. I don't like AI art. I don't like the way it looks. It's too clean, it's too weird, there's no soul. I guess the best way to put it. AI is useful for a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying AI is evil or bad or no one should ever use it, but I am saying that AI should not be used for art. At least not for art for sale. You go to a con, you go to a craft sale, you go to different places where anyone's selling handmade stuff, you're going to see a lot of hard work by real artists. You're going to see a bunch of 3D printed crap, and you're going to see a bunch of AI art silk screened or put onto different things or printed out different things. I don't like AI art personally at all, and I hate the fact that people can use it to make money. If you're selling a product or service, it should be a real artist with real art. Here they're saying as a small indie studio and a self-funded game, that was their only option early on. My personal opinion, if you have to rely on AI art to sell something, maybe don't sell it. That's what I say. Now, they are promising that they're going to replace every card illustration with artist's scalp and grow. That is, I think, a good concept. I don't like the fact that they're releasing it with just AI art at all. Doesn't sit well with me. The fact they're saying they will move on to real artists as time goes on and they get some money, I hope so. I really genuinely hope so. But if the game's profitable and does well, why would they change the model, right? Like I think for this, a really good way of doing it was say here are the artists we have lined up: Corey Lanzo, Ariel Burgess, so on and so forth. Other Wheel of Time artists, I think, that would be really good at making this kind of art. We have contracts with these people. As we hit a certain X amount of revenue, or we can afford them, they will build the cards for us. They will do these cards for us. If they come out with that right now, I would forgive them releasing with AI art so they could come to something later on. But without that proof, without that digging into the Wheel of Time fandom and saying, we really are going to do this, here's the proof, this is not going to sit well. Wheel of Time fandom is a very creative fandom. Top to bottom, they really are. And creatives generally don't like AI to be used for art in any way, shape, or form. So there's that. Then we go to the next one. Is this an asset flip or rebrand of an older project? No. Remember that answer, folks. No. This is a clean reboot with a new code base, rebuilt systems, and a new live ops plan. Some legacy concepts and art have been reworked if they met quality and lore standards. Anything that does not fit will be replaced. So they contradicted themselves a little bit in that statement, at least for me. So no, it's not a rebrand or an asset flip. It's a clean reboot. Clean reboot. New code base, rebuilt systems, new live ops plan. I know what a code base is and rebuilt systems mean. I have no idea what a live ops plan is, and I didn't look it up. So if someone wants to illuminate me in the comments down below, go right ahead. But I am not going to look that up. It sounds like jargon that I don't need to know. So they're saying all this new stuff. And then the next sentence is some legacy concepts and art have been reworked if they met quality and lore standards. Anything that does not fit will be replaced. So, well, it's not a rebrand or an asset flip. They're using stuff from Cards of Eternity. Cards of Eternity, I want to remind you folks at home, was fully AI based. It did not do well in the fandom. People didn't like it. People didn't play it. I honestly think that is this an asset flip or rebrand of an old project? They should have just said no. And I think that when they built this card game, they should have ignored Cards of Eternity. They should have completely just pushed that to the side and said, you know what? That didn't do well. Here are the lessons learned. Let's start from scratch with something new. This doesn't sound like the start from scratch. It sounds like they reused things. Is this official? Yes, it's an officially licensed Wheel of Time digital trading card game. All right. Who are you working with in this project? This shouldn't be a shock to anybody. Wheel of Time IP is held by iWatch, Red Eagle, the rights holders. We are grateful for them for giving us the opportunity for trusting Wit's team with full creative control. We know the community has mixed feelings about iWatch due to past adaptations, but we want to be clear. They opened the door and Witstein is leading the creative work. Our relationship with them is positive, supportive, and focused on letting us build the best possible game. This project exists because of a shared desire to see the Wheel of Time grow as a true transmedia universe. Witstein is an independent studio, and our focus is on delivering a game that treats the world and its characters with the care they deserve. So, what I would have expected from that, who you're working with this project, is iWatch. Wheel of Time IP is held by iWatch, we're working with them. If you folks don't know, iWatch or Red Eagle owns the rights for the Wheel of Time for everything right now except the books and the show that is with Sony. So the show that aired on Prime Video is with Sony right now. They don't own the rights to that. They own the rights to everything else. Anything Wheel of Time you ever want, doesn't matter what it is, has to be through iWatch. I'm the first person to admit and know that iWatch has had a tumultuous relationship with the fandom. They have done some things in the past that has not sat well with the Wheel of Time fandom at all. I've had Larry Mondragon here on the channel, and he has admitted that. But I also know that they are aware of that, and they're trying to be better because, well, let's face it, you can't sell a product if you don't have the fandom behind you. And so while they want to be better, it makes sense for them to be better too. So when they put all this information in this answer, we know the community's mixed feelings, blah, blah, blah. That shows, to me at least anyway, that these are likely Wheel of Time fans because they're aware of all this stuff and they're like, we know, but we got to work with them to put the game out. So that gives me hope. So far, that's the only answer so far that I liked. That I was like, okay, yeah, they know this. They're aware of this. They must be Wheel of Time fans. That gives me some hope. Will there be NFTs or blockchain? No NFTs, no crypto, no blockchain. Second answer I really like because No thanks. Cards of Eternity was NFTs and blockchain based. It was marketed towards crypto bros, and it makes me dirty even saying that word. Gross. I don't like it. Didn't enjoy that portion of it, and neither did most of the fandom. Very few people played it for that reason. Very few people played it, but yeah. I'm happy there's none of that in this. Is it pay to win? No. Purchases unlock cosmetics, chests, and a seasonal battle pass. Competitive advantages must be earned through play. The battle pass is the main progression path. Chests contain the same cards you earn also by playing. Balance of paying players do not get insurmountable advantages. Example, powerful cards can unlock through play or free battle pass tiers, not by direct purchase. So, they're saying it's not pay to win. This sounds exactly like Hearthstone's model. If you're unaware of what Hearthstone is, Hearthstone's a Blizzard version of a game. I play it every day. I love it, but I only play Battlegrounds. Because in Battlegrounds, you're given a set number of cards, set whatever, you play. You don't have to buy anything, you don't have to do anything else, you don't have to build decks, there's none of that stuff. So saying here that you can earn the cards through a regular battle pass, you can earn them through play, but you can buy chests, which I assume would contain cards and packs and currency and things, to get them quicker. So they won't get an insurmountable advantage, but if you have money to spend, I'm sure you can build better decks quicker. So it's not strictly pay to win, it's pay for advantage, I think is the best way to put this. And that is fair to say with every game you have on your phone right now. Like, even Office Cat, you can pay to not see ads and buy gems. Do you know what I mean? That is a normal thing for games. Pay for advantage. But it's not pay for win. That's a good thing. I like the idea of getting cosmetics, and the idea of a 2-tiered battle pass. Essentially, that's how Hearthstone works, Magic works, things like that. So you have a battle pass that's free. As you do certain things, you get things from the battle pass during the season. And then if you want more things, you pay money, and then you get a bunch more things. You get double, sometimes triple the rewards, and they're usually better in the paid battle pass. So the next one is, what is the monetization model? Free to play. It makes sense if it's going to be on Android and Apple on your phone. It should be free to play. Very few people buy games on their phones, at least in my experience. Seasonal battle pass, roughly every 2 to 3 months. I like that idea as well. Optional cosmetics, like that idea. Optional personable chests, whatever. No hidden systems. Clear value for every purchase. Clear value for every purchase. That just means they're not going to trick you into buying something. That's what I get out of that. Will you respect Wheel of Time lore and names? Yes, we will operate strictly within the licensed world and use in-universe naming. We are working closely with our licensing partners and dedicated lore experts to ensure authenticity. If you see a misspelling or something that feels off, please reach out and we'll correct it quickly. Good. That's the bare minimum, I think, for a Wheel of Time product, that you should respect the IP. That's what it is. Do I expect changes? Yes, you can't tell a story with the card game, so you're not going to see adaptation level changes, but I would hope that Wolf Brother isn't changed to something different, or the parent can't talk to bears. If we go back to the old joke about the Amazon show. I played Cards of Eternity. Will my old stuff carry over? I really didn't like this answer. Players from that era will be able to claim an equivalent value of progression in Battle for Randland. It is not a one-to-one copy. The goal is to honor time and money spent without creating unfair advantages over new players. Is this an asset flip or rebrand of an older project? No. The goal is to honor time and money spent without creating unfair advantages over new players. I'm going to leave that with you folks. You take that with what you will. I don't like that. I think, honestly, they should have completely distanced themselves from Cards of Eternity. I think it should have been just brand new game. Played Cards of Eternity. Will my old stuff carry over? The answer should have been no. It's a different game. I played Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past the other day. Do I get extra stuff when I'm playing Final Fantasy VI? No, it's a different game. Both RPGs, different game. Who is Whitstein? Whitstein is a new studio founded with the sole focus of building Battle for Randland into the best possible game. While a few 3D artists came from the previous project, this is not the same game or the same vision. We looked at Cards of Eternity and asked ourselves what worked, what needed to be expanded, and what needed to be removed. We also went through player reviews carefully to understand where issues were raised and how we could address them. This is a fresh start with a clear direction, and our goal is to create a game that both fans of the Wheel of Time and trading card game can enjoy long term. Some of that is a good answer. We looked at Cards of Eternity and asked ourselves what worked. Not much, I guess, is the best way to put it. And they listened to fans. 100% they should listen to fans. That's the feedback is key here. This is a fresh start with a clear direction. Back to the last question. I played Cards of Eternity. Will my old stuff carry over? It's not a fresh start. It's not a new direction if you're giving them things for playing Cards of Eternity, if you're reusing models and things. I don't like that. Platforms and crossplay, launching on Steam and Epic on PC, plus iOS and Android. Accounts are crossplay. You can log in with the same account on all platforms. That is, in my opinion, about as standard as you can get for a card game. If you can't play it on your phone, you're not going to get the card. You're not going to get the base. Yes, I get people play this on Steam. People play Hearthstone on their PC too. I have it on my PC. I have never once played a game of Hearthstone on my PC. Not my entire life. And I've had it on my PC since its inception, since it came out. I play it every day on my phone, though. Because I have my phone with me. I'm laying in bed at night before I go to bed, I'll play a game of Hearthstone. I'm sitting in traffic. No, I'm not on my phone in traffic. That's a poor example. I'm sitting outside of an appointment for my kids or outside the school waiting for them in the car, parked safely. I'll play a game of Hearthstone. You know what I mean. I'm not at my PC all the time. I'm at my PC, I'm doing something else that's not that. This is the last page of the FAQ. And we are already further than I got last time I did the video, and we're about on time with it. So, will there be a single player or story mode? At launch, folks will be competitive playing core systems. We plan to expand with PvE events and story-driven content over time. That's okay. Most people play these for PvP stuff anyway. That's the way it works. There is a portion of the player base that will want PvE. I'm one of them. I enjoy PvE stuff. Hopefully we get it at some point. How often will new cards be released? We aim for a steady cadence tied to a battle pass cycle every 2 to 3 months. Each release will bring new cards, balance updates, and cosmetics. So new cards every 2 to 3 months. The hope is and I'm going to ask them this when I sit down. This is a question I will have. Do you plan on your very first battle pass cycle, when that one's done, you get your new one, will those be done by real artists, not AI? I think that will show us whether or not they're committed to bringing in real artists or not. Because you do a battle pass cycle, you'll bring in revenue for that time. I think less than you would if you had real artists, honestly, because AI will drive people away. But if they make money, they make revenue, and the first battle pass cycle ends, and they come out and they say, okay, these are the artists we have, showcase them, these are the cards they made, great. I'll be happy with that. That would make me, as a person, happy. I think it would go a long way to make some people in the fandom happy. But if they continue to do AI art, I don't think the game will do well. How will balance be handled? Balance patches will be frequent and transparent. We will monitor both competitive data and community feedback and share clear patch notes for every update. Standard. Will there be regional servers? Yes, we plan to host servers in multiple regions to ensure stable connections and fair matchmaking. Again, standard for a PvP type game. Is there cross progression? Yes, your account progresses across PC and mobile platforms. Again, standard for these types of games. How much storage will the gameplay take? Final install size will be confirmed closer to launch, but our goal is to keep it lightweight compared to larger AAA card games. Hearthstone, I think, is 3 or 4 gigs. On my phone, at least, anyway. I don't know what it is in the PC, because I haven't installed it since the first day. So, lightweight compared to that, I don't know. Phones are basically small computers now anyway, and they have tons of storage, so I couldn't tell you. What about cheating or botting? We have server-side validation, anti-cheat systems in place. Reports will be investigated quickly, and action taken to keep matches fair. That there part, I will be asking them about moderation, and I'll be asking them about game masters, and I'll be asking them about what they plan on doing with it. Will that stuff be automated? Will it be AI, or will it be a real person answering your questions? If it's a real person, I'm going to be very happy. If it's AI, then the bots are going to win. That's just the way it works. Mass reporting works for bots. It doesn't WoW. It does in every iteration of WoW, I think, except hardcore. And even then, it's kind of working. Yeah, you can't replace customer service with AI. The bots will win. How do I get feedback? As mentioned earlier, we want to make this game for the fans. We'd love to make it with the fans. Any feedback is valuable, so feel free to email us directly at games@witsteam.com. Pause the video, take a screenshot if you want to send an email. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the FAQ. So lots to ask them. Lots of things to talk about when it comes to this card game when I get to sit down with the developers. I am going to reserve judgment until I can see it. So if I see the card game and I play it and I share it here, I'll give you my unfiltered thoughts on it. Like right now, I'm hopeful that it'll be good. I'm hopeful it'll be better than Cards of Eternity that did not go over well. It went over like a lead balloon with the fandom and everyone else. It did not play well and no one liked it. Hoping this is better. I really want to be able to sit and play a Hearthstone style game on my phone that is Wheel of Time related and enjoy it. That's what I want, and there's so many people out there like me. So I really hope it is. Yeah, so again, any comments, questions, queries, things you want me to ask the developers or the team down below in the comments, please put them there. I will ask them everything. And again, courteous, respectful, please. If not, I will reword your question. So if you pepper everything with expletives and terrible things. I'm going to reword it so it's courteous and respectful, just so you know. All right, let's carry on to the next bit of news. All right, so now we're moving on to Vernon Sanders. He's over at Amazon as head of global TV, and he's just stepped down. So why is this important to Wheel of Time fans? Well, he worked for Jennifer Salke, who was head of MGM at the time, and when she came over to Amazon, she basically like took him with her, and Jennifer was very passionate about the Wheel of Time. Jennifer was kind of into it, and her people all were too. When she left the studio in March, a lot of people were at that point were like, yeah, the show's done, because there was a major shift in the executive branch at Amazon at the time. She stepped down. When she stepped down, it would not surprise me if he had stepped down shortly after her, because he worked directly for her, because when she stepped down, her position was made redundant. It was never really replaced. So he released this. I want to express my deepest gratitude to Jennifer Salke for inviting me to this company and being a role model for how to be bold, take risks, and be human. He said, to Mike Hopkins, your steadfast leadership has been instrumental in shaping Prime Video's new vision of success. Thank you for your personal guidance and support throughout this past year. Sanders hinted at what might have led to his exit. I found myself increasingly distant from what originally drew me to this industry, the day-to-day creative process of making television. Earlier this summer, I made the decision to return to those creative roots. So, there's a lot of rumblings and rumors and conjecture on why Jennifer stepped down and why she left and why the people are leaving. But I think the accepted theory, just in general, not just at Amazon, but at all the streamers, are that a lot of people in positions of authority and a lot of people in positions that make decisions really are so out of touch that it's wild. And people who are creatives that want to make things that they like or that other people will enjoy tend to butt heads with people who are a bit more out of touch and more money people, if that makes any sense. So while we don't really know why Jennifer stepped down, she's talked about it a couple of different times in different interviews. I covered it here on the channel. We don't know the true reasons behind it. We don't know the true reasons why Vernon is stepping down. He's hinting that he wants to get back to the creative process. That kind of jives with the fact that we know that there's a lot of people in the television industry right now that are they're more worried about the bottom line of money than they are worried about making a good product. And that's totally true. We're in late stage capitalism, folks. That's where we're at. And that's it's the reality of the world we live in. So you will get the diamonds in the rough here and there when it comes to entertainment. But a lot of entertainment right now is the entertainment industry is in trouble. And it has been for a while with the way things are going. And people working in the industry are having a harder and harder time. Risks are not taken anymore. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason we're seeing reboot after reboot after reboot, and there's a reason we're seeing properties that have no business being movies or television being turned into movies and television, like Battleship. Like, why? Why was that done? What's Clue? Clue is the only board game I think that was done really well. The original one. Love that movie. Excellent movie. Tim Curry. Oh, anything he's in is great. But there's a lot of things out there that are just being made into movies that you're like, why did they do that? And well, it's because, let's put it this way. Sony passed on K-pop Demon Hunters. Netflix picked it up, and it's the biggest movie ever. So, doesn't mean just because people are in positions of authority doesn't mean they're always in tune with what creatives want or what will work well. So, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why Vernon stepped down, but I do know that he worked with Jennifer, and Jennifer was very passionate about the Wheel of Time, so it would not shock me that he's leaving to pursue more creative things when Wheel of Time was canceled when it was doing so well. All right, now we're going to talk about this. We have The Hills of Tanchico being nominated for a Grammy. We're going to end this on a positive note, folks. This is much needed. So Emmy snub, and when I say Emmy snub, Sony had said, there was a clerical paperwork error that was done that, we forgot to submit for the, I'm so sorry. Show was canceled. It wasn't going on. They didn't want to push this for the Emmys. They really didn't. They pushed Lord of the Rings really, really hard for the Emmys. I will say that. Amazon did push them, and they didn't win anything. Sorry, I had to. Sorry, folks. It's a great show for people who like it. I personally am not a big fan of it. So there was a lot of upset in the fandom, a lot of controversy over this at the time, because when when the Emmys came around, there really was no push for Wheel of Time at all, and Wheel of Time really should have won a fair number of awards this year, especially for season 3. This song especially should have won something, and it was never even submitted. So the fact that they're being submitted for a Grammy consideration, I think, goes to show that Sony is listening, that perhaps maybe they're seeing the impact of the Save Watt campaign. I don't know for sure. I keep hearing from folks that my contacts that reach out to me that there's really not a whole lot of movement on things, but we're seeing more and more Sony pushing it on their YouTube channel, Sony doing this, Sony doing that. I want to have hope in my heart that we're going to see a possible revival of the show at some point or another. Intellectually, I know that's probably never going to happen, but in my heart, I like having emotions and hoping. And right now, I need a lot of hope. I do, folks. So this made me happy to see this. I think Nick Hill really deserves it. He really does. When they sat down, him and Rami, this is a banger of a song. Nick Hill was on Wild Idol with us this year. He is an excellent man. Really proud of him. Rami Park is a wonderful writer. And they really do deserve some sort of recognition and award for this song, what they put out. So I hope they get it. We're going to follow that. I never watch the Grammys because I don't care who wins, but I will this year if this gets up there. So there's that. So that's pretty much all of the news for the last week and a half or so. Pepper with a lot of my own opinion. I don't normally do a whole lot of that, but I'm going to start, I think. So I will be hopefully getting some gameplay for the Battle for Randland the next couple of weeks. Hopefully be able to sit down with the devs the next couple of weeks, have that for you folks. Plan on making a video about all the Wheel of Time future projects. People keep asking me, and I'm like, well, I've done videos on them. And then I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, these videos are months and months and months ago, and there's like a dozen videos or 24 videos in between them all. So I'll have to do a catch-all video where I talk about the animated movie that they're currently making with Squeeze Studios, the Age of Legends trilogy movies that they're currently putting together, the video game in Video Game Studio they've created, the board game. There's a bunch of stuff on the go right now. I'll have to do a video with all of that, like just everything that we know as a fandom, what's coming for Wheel of Time. I think one video for all that would be good. We'll do that soon. I promise you folks, I am going to get back into doing the videos where I am talking about what happens next, what happens after Season 3 of the Wheel of Time. I've done Part 1 and Part 2. I have Part 3 and 4 filmed. They're not released yet because I haven't edited them. I will get to that at some point or another. I've seen at least a half dozen comments, people asking where they're at. They're not terribly popular videos. They're not getting a ton of views. It's not like Daniel Green's synopsis of the first 11 books that just came out, where he gets 10 million views in the first 3 seconds because he's Daniel Green. But there are people out there that do like these videos, and they do want to know what goes on next for their favorite characters. And I get it. I understand. I will get back to them at some point. They will be released. I couldn't tell you when. I'm not going to give a timeline because I don't know. Same as my Patreon stuff. I have not released anything on Patreon in 2 weeks, folks. I really haven't. I'm doing a reread/read of the Eye of the World over there, and I'm only up to Chapter 8. I'm sorry for those of you who are Patreon subscribers and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. I really do. I am doing my best to put out content. Again, it's also there to view for free if you folks want. You don't have to be a Patreon supporter to see those videos I post on Patreon, because I post them so infrequently. But I will put them up. At some point, that is coming. Other than that, I'm going to keep following the news, and I should have some more Wheel of Time related news, some new stuff for you within the next month or so, when I can sit down and actually talk to the people that I'm supposed to talk to and put it all together. So there's that. Anyway, thank you all very much for sticking with us here at the very end, folks. Any questions, comments, queries, bitches, anything you have, put it in the comments down below. Please be respectful and kind to one another. We need more and more of that in today's world. We really do. Just be nice. Anyway, thanks for sticking with here to the very end. Here's to many more.